you guys doing? My name is Brian Barcelona. I'm the director of One Voice. If you don't know what One Voice is, I want to give you some history on it. In 2009, I was 18 years old. I'm at a youth camp, and everyone's worshiping, and the voice of the Lord breaks through the worship, the crowd, and the Lord speaks to me these words. He says, Brian, I want you to go into Elk Grove High School. I'm going to release a movement that'll take the school, the district, California. If California goes, the nation will go in the high schools. Then the Lord spoke this to me, something I didn't understand at the time. He says, if this movement happens here, prayer would be restored to schools all across America. I went in 2009 off of a word of the Lord, not knowing what was going to happen. My first meeting I held was 3 kids. I began to preach. Those 3 kids get saved. That year, the Christian club grows to 35 kids. Now, I begin to talk to the Lord like, hey God, 35 is not a nation. It's not even California. And the Lord began to speak to me to be faithful. I was faithful that year in 2009. And in 2010, something remarkable happened in the high schools in my city, Elk Grove. I remember walking into Laguna Creek High School. My first meeting was 6 kids inside of a classroom. I remember asking them this question. I says, what do you believe God can do this year in your schools? One of the girls raises her hand. She says, I believe God can take my school. I looked at her, I says, if you believe it, then I'll believe with you. I told her this, I said, give me a theater and God will fill it. That week after that, we got a theater and something amazing happened. 200 kids show up at the Christian club. We're astonished that this is happening. What happened in the following weeks was even more crazy. 300 came, 400, 500, 600 kids a week were coming in Laguna Creek Valley High School. Another 500 were gathering every week. We've seen about 2,000 kids saved in 7 months in this district. Signs and wonders. Paralyzed kids were walking. Teachers were getting saved. They even over the intercoms begin to announce, if you're sick, if you need prayer, go to P5, go to this room. God began to show up in this district, but I do not believe that this is the end. I received the word of the Lord of this, that God showed this man a coloring book, and in this coloring book was the works that I've done in the past 3 years. He says, but Brian, what's interesting is barely now the Lord is going to begin to color in what happened in 2009. Which leads me to this. I'm going to be moving to Los Angeles, California to pursue a dream of the Lord that I had in 2010. We are still going to be in the schools in Northern California, now in Southern California, covering an entire state. If you want to get involved, if you want to be a part of what the Lord is doing in these schools, please feel free to email us to the emails provided on the website. But I want to encourage you guys, even the students that are watching this, we've seen signs and wonders, clubs of hundreds filling gymnasiums in the northern part of California. I believe that was only a glimpse of what God's going to do all across America. I believe that football stadiums in our high schools were not just built for games, but they were actually built to hold and house the glory of God. So continue to burn for Jesus. Don't give up, even in this hour, in the season we're in. Let's believe that California has yet to see the greatest revival of all time.